Here I have the Nikon Nikkor 50mm 1.4D, which is a very fast lens in my book. You can maybe see it here, that it lets in an awful lot of light. 1.4D is twice as fast as any lens I've had before, and I have had so much fun with this lens in the last few days because it enables you to shoot with a very, very narrow or shallow depth of field, and also it lets in a lot of light so you can shoot in low light situations. So it comes highly recommended. I am not arguing that you should buy this lens particularly, but I think if you could get your hands on a lens that is fast, this will enable you to have some fun with very shallow depth of field or shooting at very low light conditions. This is the reason why I went for this one, is that it is very cheap, $220, and that has to do with the fact that it's a very old construction. The lens is brand new. It's made in China, but it is not a modern lens in that sense, and I think some complain that it is a bit soft in the corners and so on and so forth. I have no issues with that, but it will set you back around $220, and maybe if you're a good negotiator on a flea market, or you can have time to go and search on eBay, you can find a used lens with the same characteristics much cheaper than that, but I just went for a new one. This one is, well, I think it's good solid quality, but it's not like a good vintage lens where everything is built in metal and like a tank. This one has a little bit more, you can say, ordinary feel to it. Be aware that if you're a Nikon shooter and you want to use the autofocus part here, then this lens does not allow you to do that if you have a 3000 or 5000 series lens, or sorry, camera body, and that is because this little screwdriver here, it is purely mechanical driven, so the motor or the engine has to sit in your camera body, so be aware of that. But otherwise, I think I use this lens on my mirrorless, and I shoot with manual adjustment or manual focus here, and it works like a charm. No complaints whatsoever. But the point with this video was not so much specifically this lens, but more about what you can do with a lens that is this fast and the picture that comes out of it, and I think it is great fun. So let's dive right into it. Here I'm flicking back and forth between the same shot basically, but one taken at f8 and the other one taken at 1.4. And as you can see, the background is much more blurred. And also, if you look at the reflection in the lens itself, there's a mirror that reflects in the left-hand side of the lens. It is much sharper at f8 than it is at 1.4. So clearly, I think it shows how shallow the depth of field is. I think this is taken at 50 centimeters distance, so this depth of field is at 50 millimeters. It is 2 centimeters, and you can see even the lens cap that lies next to the lens becomes out of focus because the depth of field is so shallow. I think this is great fun. Another example I have is that I took this little cork thing and simply put it on a table and shot it at 1.4, and as you can see here, it looks very special. There's a lot of blur, and the lines in the table, you can only see those exactly around the picture itself. Otherwise, it is completely blurred. I think this is a really special effect that I enjoy a lot. Okay, I will leave you with a few more examples. As always, thank you for watching. Happy shooting. Take care. Bye bye.